Hi, this is Joe Albanese from Kealani Drive, and I want to respond to a few things that were just said in the forum earlier today regarding the pickleball sports park. There's so much information that's going out there, and it's hard to kind of catch up with it all in text. Like in video, I think I could do a little bit better job of trying to explain at least my point of view. One of the issues that was brought up was, will this increase our home values? There seemed to be some debate about that, whether having the enhancements, the sports park enhancements, would increase value to our home. To me, it seems like a no-brainer. That I can't imagine how it would not be. When people buy into a 55 plus community, they're buying not only the house, but they're buying the whole community. And the state of the amenities is obviously got to be a portion of that and have some bearing. It might not be a tremendous amount or it might be a small amount. I don't know. There's no way to really quantify that. But I think it's absurd to say that if we had better amenities, that wouldn't matter whatsoever. I take the analogy of two people, two families having homes that are identical, built the same year, same square footage, 20 years old both, but one homeowner renovated the bathrooms and the kitchen, and the other homeowner didn't. When they put their homes up for sale, they'll both sell their homes. There's no question about that. That's not the issue, but the person that had the renovations were going to get more for the homes. So I keep hearing this argument that our homes are selling fine. There's no problem. Well, again, no one is suggesting that if we don't have the sports park enhancements that we'll be unable to sell our homes. No, we're just saying that our home's value will increase if our amenities keep up with neighboring communities. So I didn't want to just go and think that that's my own point of view and with nothing to back it up. So I wanted to look at some homes that are for sale. And I just happened upon this site. It's a realtor, and he just nicely lists the Valencia Isles homes in Boynton Beach, Delray, and this surrounding community, and what they're going for. This is the asking price. Of course, the asking price is not necessarily what you're going to get, but it was somewhere to start. And so there was about 50 homes that were on this list that I then took the information and I took the price, the house was up for sale, and the square footage. And then I made simple division to find out what the price per square foot of that home was. So I did these for all these communities, again, very similar to ours. And here you can see kind of a chart of what those results were. And you can see the first community is Valencia Point. It's 16 years old, has 4 pickleball courts, 2 bocce ball courts. Their per square footage comes to $328. That was the highest in the groupings. It's also the youngest community. Next, we had Valencia Falls. And as you can see, they have 2 pickleball courts and 2 bocce ball courts. And they're planning to add 4 more pickleball courts. They plan to, or hope to, convert a tennis court into 4 additional courts, or 2 tennis courts. Next up, we have Valencia Shores. Again, 20 years old. $281 per square foot. Next up, Valencia Lakes, 25 years old, has 4 pickleball courts, no bocce ball courts that I'm aware of, and their price per square foot comes to $266. And then we go to Valencia Isles, 24-year-old community. We have 2 pickleball courts, no bocce ball courts currently, and we're dead last at $247 per square foot. Well, there certainly isn't a definitive analysis of statistics, and we can't equate why that Valencia Isles $247 per square foot when Valencia Falls is going for $290 per square foot. That's a significant difference. That's $40 per square foot. If you have a 2,000 square foot home, that's a $40,000 difference between those 2 homes, which are equal, same builder, fairly same age. We have a beautiful clubhouse and pools and everything else. What is the one thing that lags behind? Is our amenities, especially pickleball. So again, this might be strictly a coincidence that those communities with the better amenities, more pickleball courts, bocce ball courts, can get so much more for their homes, or they're at least they're asking more for their homes than Valencia's. Maybe pure coincidence. I'm not so sure. Again, I think it's common sense that when someone's going to buy a house, you look at all these different developments and you see what's there, what the amenities are. And those that have better amenities and everything else being equal, they're going to be able to command more. That's a simple fact. And if putting in that sports park improvements only adds $1 to your per foot, square foot cost, only $1, and you have a 2,000 square foot home, that's $2,000 increase in value. We're asking for $780 for a sports park that will be around at least 10 years. If you spread that $780 out over that period of time, we're talking less than $7 a month. Not only to help the community that lives here, that desires to have these amenities. I know there's a lot of beating up on pickleball players like they're just selfish and they just want this for themselves. Well, they do want it, but it's also a need that the community has to keep up. All these communities are as old as us, and they've been keeping, none of them had pickleball courts when we started. And they're all ahead of us. Now, if you want to continue to fall behind, we can do that. And that 247 will probably dip a little bit more in comparison to the other communities. And one last thing. Again, I keep hearing, I'm not going to vote yes for something when I don't know what the final cost is. We keep hearing that. I kind of respond to it, but it doesn't seem to matter. It's not open-ended financial sort of issue. It cannot cost more than $700,000. That is the maximum. That is the top. Okay, it could be a lot less. It was again the estimate was for 550 or 560,000. We added a cushion, but it will not be over 700. It's not that you're signing for something or voting for something that you have an open-ended financial obligation. That's the amount. When this is a capital improvement, you can't pay for that out of operating funds. So the board, even if you had a nefarious board, they couldn't take operating funds to do the sports park program. And the reserve fund is only for things that we have now to keep up maintenance, etc. It's not for new capital improvements. So they can't take money out of the reserve fund other than that small amount that was already set up for resurfacing the pickleball courts or the lights and things of that nature that are already in there. But you can't use it to build a bocce court. So there's no way that a board can get any of your money if the project comes in at $1 million in the worst case scenario. No, if it comes in as $1 million, when we price it out, we don't do the project. Or we moderate the project that we can keep it under the $700,000 cost if that's what we want to do. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of community interaction on whatever that is, but that's an unlikely type of thing. So when people say, I can't vote for something, I don't know what it's going to cost, it's ridiculous. Yes, it's $700,000. That's what you're saying. That's what you're voting yes to. A special assessment of $618,000, I believe it is. That's it. Not another penny. One last thing. People say we should take care of what we have now before we do this project. Well, be clear. If you vote no on this, not one additional penny will be available to do anything else. It's not as if we don't do this, we'll have extra money to do lakes or this and that, and people got a long laundry list of all the things that they're upset about. But you don't have any extra money from this. This is a special assessment. Okay? So, unless you're looking for a special assessment specifically to do other projects, I don't know exactly what you're talking about. So when you say, before we do this, we should take care of the other issues, they're kind of two separate things. One is capital improvements, one is routine maintenance. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Hopefully this is helpful for some people that are getting confused by a lot of the stuff that's going on. And I'll keep on answering questions as we go along. Thank you for your time.